Hello and welcome back to another Bobby Quarters Making Sense podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the Axman of New Orleans. So, yes, there's a lot. This one is a very interesting serial killer case. As I said in the vlog, he terrorized the people of New Orleans from May of 1918 until October of 1919. Now, as also I said, I'm going to go into the victims in this one, which I didn't even discuss in that, which is rare. The victims in this case, the Axeman's victims, are Joe Maggio. He was an Italian grocer, and his wife, Catherine Maggio. She was also attacked. Joseph was attacked pretty heinously, again, in their sleep with an axe. Catherine, his wife, her throat was cut so deeply that her head was nearly severed from her shoulders. Kind of like Nicole Simpson, but we're not talking about the Simpsons right now. Victim number 3 was Louis Bessemer and his mistress, Harriet Lowe. They were attacked in their bed while they were asleep. Kind of like, pretty much they were, he was hacked up and beaten pretty badly too. The 5th victim was an Anna Schneider. Anna was attacked in the evening hours. She was 8 months pregnant, and she was 28 years old. She said that she awoke to see a dark figure standing over her bed, and she was bashed in the face repeatedly. Her scalp had been cut open, and her face was completely covered in blood. She was discovered after midnight by her husband, Ed Schneider, when he was returning late from work. I'm very happy to say that the baby did survive, and she did as well. Number 6, Joseph Romano. He was an elderly man living with his 2 nieces, Pauline and Mary Bruno. Pauline and Mary woke to the sound of commotion. You know what? I remembered that letter he wrote. I'm going to put on some... This kind of makes it feel better. So yes, where was I? Yes, Joseph Romano, his nieces found him. Yes. Moving right along, we have Charles Cortamaga. He was an Italian immigrant who lived with his wife Rose and his daughter Mary. They are also victims as well. Mary was killed while she was asleep in her mother's arms with a single blow to the back of the neck while she and her parents were attacked. Moving on to victim number 10, Steve Boca. He was a grocer. He was attacked in his bedroom while he slept. Sarah Luman was also attacked at night. And Mike Pettimay was also attacked. Now, as you can see, there are a lot of people who were attacked, but as I said, only 6 of them have died. A lot of attacks, which is a little interesting, like I said, because, you know, most serial killers kill people. But let's also get into theories on how they might have thought why it might have been Italian related. There's a crime writer by the name of Colin Wilson. He speculated that the Axeman could have been Joseph Monfer. Joseph Monfer later was shot to death in Los Angeles in 1920, but we'll get to there. The widow of Mike Pepitone, was one of the victims. He was, I have my notes here, number 12, the last victim. Mike's wife, the Axeman's last known victim, Wilson's theory, and it's been widely repeated in other true crime books and websites. However, true crime writer Michael Newton searched the New Orleans and the Los Angeles public and police and court records, as well as newspaper archives, failed to find any evidence connecting any man with that name or similar name having been assaulted or killed in Los Angeles. Newton also went on. He was also not able to find any information that Mrs. Pepitone, identified in some sources as Esther Albano, and others simply as woman who claimed to be Pepitone's widow, was arrested, tried, or convicted of such a crime. Indeed, to have been Californian, Newton vows that Monfrere was a unusual surname in New Orleans at the time of these crimes, and it appears that there actually had been an individual named Joseph Monfrere in New Orleans who had a criminal history and who may have been connected with organized crime. However, a lot of local records for the period are not as extensive as, researchers and myself would like. So it makes it hard to really allow confirmation of it or to positively ID anybody. Wilson's explanation is just an urban legend. No mafia-related anything at all. The two alleged early victims, the Italian couple of Skirnamava, I'm again horrible at saying names, they were shot by an intruder at the Lower 9th Ward home, which is an area of New Orleans, in the early morning hours. The male survived when his wife died, the paper counts. The prime suspect in that is Monfrere more than once, with racially different than the Axman's usual modus of operandi. If Joseph Monfrere was indeed the Axman, the Scaramobs may have well been early victims of the future serial killer. So again, those are some of the theories that pertain towards the Axman. So it's kind of, again, hard to do it because back in the turn of the century then, police records were nothing of what they are today. But there you have it. That is the Axman of New Orleans. And since he did like jazz, I'm only hoping that this jazz soothes that cold, cold-blooded heart of the Axman of New Orleans. I want to thank everybody for listening. Really appreciate you taking the time and just listening to John about this. Keep coming back, gonna have more great stuff on the way and even more stuff that are on deck. Thank you for listening to this Bobby Quarters Making Sense podcast. Take care.